Just about. Hey man, what the fuck? Crap. That's fucking right. Dude, don't cuss. It's the first 30 seconds of the video. You're gonna get us demonetized. You're gonna stress some ad revenue? Come on, this should cover your next 3 videos. Now, why don't you actually stick to your upload schedule instead of, reposting some old videos hoping no one will notice? Or were you really thinking about taking another year-long break? Dude, I'm not about to get yelled at by Inspector Gadget here, especially when I'm trying to be responsible and focus on Etsy orders. Dude, fuck your Etsy. Fuck Etsy for sure, but I need the money, and these orders have been waiting here. Now. Go Gadget Pimp Slap. Everything I said about how stupid it was for people to be hiding their infections in zombie movies. Yeah. What's going on, everyone? Manuel here, and if you're worried about me getting into another political rant, don't worry. I have someone here making sure I don't stray too far off topic. That said, as I have not done a single portrait shoot this year, at least since the start of the pandemic, I wanted to lean into my more strange/political concepts, since I never know when I'll be up to shoot next. No joke. This video was originally titled First Portrait Shoot of 2020, but as it's now December and I've done nothing else since, I'm realizing this will probably be my only shoot of the year. After all, I am trying to take this pandemic seriously, especially with many of my friends being high risk with no medical insurance. And though I know most of the models I will be working with are young and healthy, I'd hate to think what happened if they pass it on from a family member because they caught it from me. Since I am working with COVID patients pretty much every shift now, and the company still isn't doing any form of regular testing unless you're showing symptoms, which is an issue because, as some of you already know, you can be asymptomatic, which is more than likely. And yeah, it's not something I can turn off, and I ended up feeling guilty for most of the shoot with Summer, but as I felt like this was important, I decided to go ahead and do it. So hooray for hypocrisy, I guess. Yeah. But that being the case, we won't be talking too much camera gear. I won't be going over what film I used, how I metered, because true to hypocrite form, I shot mostly digital on this one. So yeah, I'll instead be focusing on the shoot, talking a bit about my thoughts going into it. I've just been thinking a lot about death in relation to the apathy I've seen from the general public. It reminds me of those IFT calls where an elderly patient would be tearing up about, being forgotten by family, save when it was time to question who was on the will and, how much people were getting. Still, what's more depressing than that is just how many people are continuing to scoff at the deaths marked as COVID related before they offer any type of condolences. They're super skeptical about, if it really was COVID related, which is such a slap in the face. Yes, I understand it's only 100K cases at the time of scripting, but it jumped up to 200K when I'm filming. And I undoubtedly think it'll jump yet again when you watch this, considering how it apparently took a break for Thanksgiving. And I'm not trying to get overly preachy here because I'm not an angel, but I'm still trying to social distance and wear a mask because, it really is the bare fucking minimum. We're at a death rate now which equates to a 9/11 a day. Obviously, I have a lot of feelings, and I do promise this isn't me breaking into a rant. I just want to go through the thought process and, show that there was a political motivation to this shoot before anyone tries to separate that and basically do to me what they do to Tom Morello whenever, some poser tries to berate him for his politics instead of sticking to his music when he was in Rage Against the Machine. Fuck. Fine. But my beliefs and politics are what led me to this shoot, which if you watched my previous channel update video is exactly what I wanted to start including in the channel rather than just straight vlogs and reviews, which I may end up being forced to do if I keep working EMS and don't get some sort of vaccine, given how, you know, like I said, I'm getting COVID patients pretty much every shift. We're not testing. And, you know, we have some really ridiculous PPE standards. But I may have thought of this concept before COVID. But, you know, what's going on right now is what ultimately drove me to do this shoot. So I'm going to present to you what I hope was a POV of a terminal patient facing the end. With that in mind, I hope you all enjoy my second time injecting politics into my photography. I need to pet the dog, but yeah, before I do, the focus really was the photography in this one, so I don't have too much video behind it as I was attempting to rush through this. That's what happens when you don't pet the dog. Oh shit, I'm not gonna like it now. Alright, hold on. Yeah, as I was saying, the focus really was photography. Are you gonna knock it down again? I'll pet you right now so you don't knock it down. Good? We're good? Alright. So yeah. The focus really was photography on this one, so I didn't focus too much on the video. Real quick, this is what other commentary YouTube channels would call the editing me. But I realized as I was putting this together that I got distracted by this stuff coming down. And I just wanted to add this part since I completely neglected to follow up the politics that led to this shoot with more philosophical and emotional energy that went into it. And I'm agnostic. I don't really lean either way. But look, I'm never going to try to take away what a viewer or people might subscribe to in terms of what happens to a person after they die. But just seeing how, you know, even before COVID, how people were neglected, and seeing just how many can't even see their family members right now because of a lot of the regulations. And, you know, I was seeing photos of like iPads being set up for, you know, the last visits that people would have, and it's really depressing, considering, and I can't say too much because HIPAA and all that stuff, but it's really frustrating hearing people talk about how they still like doubt that this is even a thing. Like just yesterday, or actually Wednesday, we had a dude actually walk up to the ambulance and try to survey the crews amidst the third wave of the pandemic if they were going to take a vaccine and try to like weaselly kind of talk us out of it. And I wasn't about to, you know, make a scene because, you know, we're in uniform. We're not really allowed to talk politics because then it represents the company. But also on top of that, this dude could have probably been a total snake, because I've been seeing a lot of right wingers like have like fake security cameras. So he could have probably just taken a video out of context, and, you know, I wasn't about to, you know, take that bait, but I had to listen to this dude talk about how this was all fake, and did we actually see any COVID patients, which of course, like they're not advising us if like a patient comes out positive, which of course, if I'm taking like, I don't know, let's say like 20 patients a day or so, which is actually excessive, but obviously with how the statistics are going so far, a few of those, if not all of them, are going to end up being COVID to some degree, given, you know, the population density and how everyone just went out for Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's been frustrating, and to know that there's people who might not believe COVID is even a thing until it affects someone they know, and how there might be people out there that probably still doubt it even exists on their deathbed is just like horrific for me. And I can't help but think of like those elderly patients being most at risk, being most lonely, and, you know, being talked to by their family, you know, getting possibly COVID. and it's sad. So, like I said, I wanted this photo shoot to kind of exist within a pocket universe where there was an afterlife. And I'm not gonna try to argue religion here, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm agnostic. So whatever helps you get through the day. In reality, I'm just jealous that I don't have that belief. So that's what this photo shoot was for me. So yeah, I didn't expect this intro to go on as long as it did. Honestly, I thought it was just going to be 2 minutes, but considering it is going to be my only shoot for 2020, why not lean into it all the way? But yeah, I wanted to attach this part because while editing, I realized I just rambled on about politics without attaching the actual heart that also went into this. And yeah, this part's going to interrupt the flow, but this was really important, and I didn't want to spend another week or so script writing making it work. So this is what you get. We're going to cut back to the video now. Okay. Especially since I was asking a lot of Summer to stand barefoot in wind chill with all this medical equipment that I bought off eBay, while onlookers were just staring at us like we were the biggest fucking weirdos. But yeah, it was already bad enough that we were the only ones wearing masks on the beach, but that the medical equipment, and yeah, we got a bunch of South County people just staring at us all weird. But enough rambling, onto the shoot. Okay. For the ground. Hi, Summer. Why aren't you wearing your mask? Huh? What? What was that?
If it weren't so heavy, I could probably use it as a balance, but...
Do I put on my shoes? As long as you're comfortable, because... Okay. Huh? I kind of want you to lean into it a little bit. You know what I mean? Are you fine showing a little bit of skin back there or no? Okay. Because you're showing a little bit of skin. Okay. Just make... What was that? What do you think of this weird shoot so far, Summer?
Paint is art. Ah!
Alright everyone, thank you again for sticking through to the end. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out. I know you all get that on every video, but me saying that does encourage that sweet engagement the algorithm loves oh so much. So I hope you all enjoyed the new format. I doubt I'll be able to do a skit for every video, but I will where I can, just because it does appeal to my drama kid sensibilities, and that was the original idea for this channel at the very beginning. I just didn't feel all too great about doing that. So yeah, let me know what you all think about the photos as well as the video, especially if you are currently in the medical field, currently getting rat fucked by management. But yeah, heroes work here. But the lucky ones got furloughed while the 0.1%, well, died. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to attach humor to that. We're fucked right now. And yeah, this video has been fun. But no, seriously, if you all enjoyed this, please check out Jae Hong. I think I'm pronouncing that right, over on Instagram. While I was taking my time editing this, I saw his photos over on Instagram and followed him to an article that was on the Atlantic, which better summarized my feelings as an EMT working during COVID. And that article was originally targeted towards nurses, so you might enjoy that if you are in that field. I doubt anyone's really listening to me, to this channel, with like less than 100k subscribers. I'm overly preachy, but yeah, although I don't like images of gore and I hate shock imagery, especially because I came from Tumblr when all that was the big rage, there is something to be said about this type of photojournalism and how powerful it is at attaching a face to the statistics, because it is, after all, what pushed my peak interest into photography as something more than models and sunsets. Yeah, it just attaches to our lizard brain. So I was trying to do that something here, but his images were great. Don't want to ramble, but before anyone asks why I don't take similar images, given that I am an EMT myself, y'all should just look up HIPAA, and yeah, I don't want to get COVID on my cameras and end up touching myself. I have this whole script written out for the ending after that, but honestly, I just want to touch on the fact that I'm really happy that we're not going to be facing another 4 years of Trump. Not that I'm expecting too much out of the Biden administration, but it's just exhausting having to deal with his followers and the kind of conspiracy theory bullshit that he perpetrates. And I say that as someone who was approached on shift during a 48 by one of those QAnon bullshit trying to spread misinformation about the vaccine and how COVID is fake. And me and my partner were just lying to this guy because he really doubted that it was as severe. We can't, again, see every patient who has COVID. They're not testing as often as they should be. We're not being tested as often. And it's hilarious because my company has shifts open to test the public, and that's not really available for us as often unless we're showing symptoms, which, again, most of the cases are asymptomatic. So that's weighing heavy on my mind. And since I don't want to break into too much of a rant again, I'm just going to end it here and say, please just wear your fucking mask. It's the bare fucking minimum. Okay. Deuces. Take care. Keep chasing that light.